Hello everybody on YouTube, it's Monique and this is my video blog, and today I would like to speak about some issues that have come up involving family members and ex-lovers who don't understand trans issues at all and don't know anything about being trans. So, something I've noticed about people that aren't trans is they try to push their ignorance off on you because they're ignorant. It's like they want to make you feel bad, or they try to make you feel bad about being trans because they don't understand it. Now, this is not good for your brain, and if you don't know how to handle it, it can be quite rough on you and drive you insane. Hopefully, a lot of you out there, if you're experiencing this, you have somebody you can talk to about it. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with it on your own, and that can be pretty rough. So, what can you do? Well, you can try to get them to understand and explain to them so that they're not so trans ignorant. That's one thing that you can try to do. Or you could try to ignore them. There's also that old saying, if you can't handle it, get away, go somewhere else. Get out of the kitchen. You can move away, you could go somewhere else. Don't talk to those people. Stay away from them. That's something you can do. If it's really, really bad, hopefully you'll be able to get through to them. I mean, one of the main issues with transphobia is trans ignorance. People just not knowing what transsexual means or transgender, being confused with it being gay. And like the term pansexual, a lot of people don't even know what that means. They don't know what pansexual is, and a lot of people, they try to lump all these categories into one thing and think that everything means it's all gay, everything's gay, which is completely stupid because sexuality and gender are two different things. The LGBT community actually is kind of not a very good term at all. I mean, it's a good thing they've got T thrown in there so that, they do include us, but it's very lonely. There's still so many other groups that aren't being mentioned in this. I've always thought there should be like a transsexual, pansexual, bisexual, cross-dresser sort of thing, because all of those groups aren't really referring to gender or to sexuality. They're referring to either gender, or they're not referring to gender, but they're not specifically referring to a specific gender or sexuality, which is very interesting. But the lesbian and gays community are. A bisexual is not referring to a sexual attraction to a specific gender, but both. So I guess you could put that in with the trans and pansexuals. And cross-dressers also. There's a taboo stigma that's even worse for cross-dressers than transsexuals, if you think about it, because of a lot of transsexuals, there are many actual respected transsexuals, whereas with cross-dressers, it can be sort of pretty rough for them, especially the type of cross-dressers who maybe might be really masculine, like maybe say they change oil or work in construction and have huge, massive jaws and massive shoulders, and they like to dress up like a girl, but at the same time, maybe they identify as male. Those kind of people could be put in this category as well, because that's a taboo that's even farther behind than transsexuals when it comes to like civil rights. I mean, come on, have you ever heard of a cross-dresser like civil rights movement? I mean, if you think about it, that's something that people need to consider too. And then there's also the other way where like some people think of cross-dressing as like more acceptable, because they can't handle it or something. And I know a lot of people, like I know this one person who wants to be a T-girl, but she just can't seem to make it work in her masculine world. So she is sort of stuck being a cross-dresser, but she, she considers herself transgender. And people like that are going to have a hard time because there's just, the world just is really cruel, and, we're just now starting to see some rights come around. It actually used to be illegal to have a sex change in the United States, which is really sad. The first sex change was let's see. Actually, you used to have to go to Europe. Like, I'm not sure the exact year, but I know it was a long time ago. It was in like the 60s or the 70s. Which is really sad. Also, I want to talk about spironolactone real fast. If you're on spironolactone, I recommend you go and find out about dutasteride, Dutasteride. It's specifically made to be used as a hormone blocker and it's for stopping male pattern baldness. This works very well. Now, you won't be able to donate blood if you're using it because of the fear of pregnant women getting your blood or plasma. But it works very well, and it doesn't save your potassium like spironolactone does. You won't have to worry about being dehydrated or tired. If you've heard of a lot of trans girls who say that they are tired or feel weak or dehydrated, it's because they're taking spironolactone or they're taking too much of it. There's some people who even have to get on like salt pills and drink tons of water, because they're feeling dehydrated, and that's the spironolactone doing that to you. It can dehydrate you, it can steal your salt, it can make you overdose on potassium. So I recommend you talk to your doctor about dutasteride. It's a lot safer. Now you're gonna need closer monitoring because it is synthetic, so there are higher risks, but it's it's not a potassium saver. It comes in like 0.05 milligrams, and like spironolactone, which comes in those bottles with the 50 or 100 milligram tablets. So I recommend that. I am actually I'm actually sort of against spironolactone because it can be dangerous. And you get headaches, it causes mood swings, makes people think, oh, a lot of them, they'll probably think, oh, it's just the hormones making me feel this way. No, it's the spironolactone that's making you feel like crap. Yeah, it can make you depressed even. It's not cool. And it doesn't work as good as a hormone blocker as dutasteride. Dutasteride actually is an actual hormone blocker, and spironolactone isn't specifically made for that. It's just there's a side effect that can be a hormone blocker, but it's not specifically made for that. Back to what I was talking about, family issues. If you have any like exes, like I have an ex, for example, who she just can't seem to accept the fact that I'm becoming a woman. She can't accept it. She, always pictures me, with facial hair and being this manly man, and she can't handle it. I'm trying to get her to accept it, and I'm surprised. I tried to give her signs many times over the years, when we were together, and she just, I don't know, she just was blind to the whole thing or was in denial. I have family members who are also in denial, and my mother, who claims to support me, I still am trying to work with her. I'm giving her time to get used to the idea, even though she's had several years now to get used to the idea. She still says that, I was her, son for many years, and it's hard for her to accept and everything. And so, okay, well, I gotta go, but I promise to make another video ASAP. Alright, so toodles.